Hello, Collector's Corner here, and welcome to episode 2 of the Transformers Release History series. Today we'll be taking a look at none other than G1 Megatron, the evil leader of the Decepticons. Megatron is one of the more iconic villains of the 80s, alongside Mumbra from the Thundercats and Skeletor from He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. Befitting such an iconic villain, his original toy has one of the more unique origins of any toy. But for that, we need to travel back to the year 1964. An unassuming TV show aired its pilot in February and was picked up as a series for that fall. The show, The Man from U.N.C.L.E., starring Robert Vaughn as Napoleon Solo and David McCallum as Ilya Kuryakin. In it, the international spy Napoleon Solo carried several weapons, including a German Mauser pistol, which was used by show armorers to create what they dubbed as the Uncle Special Carbine, which added a flash suppressor or silencer, a hip/shoulder stock, and a scope sight. The model proved very impractical and troublesome as it kept locking up and did not look correct with the additional parts. Several episodes in, they changed the gun model to the now very iconic Walther P-38, which was a better fit for the carbine accessories. The gun would go on to appear in many episodes of the show. Fast forward to 1983, where Takara was working on their micro-change toy line and released a number of handguns that transformed into robots. One of those was the Walther P-38 gun robo. Later that year, and taking a cue from the TV show for some reason, they released the same P-38 but with a ludicrous silencer, scope, and shoulder hip stock accessories and called it the Walter P-38 Uncle. It would be this modified micro-change toy that Hasbro would repurpose as Megatron in 1984. The Man from Uncle TV show must have been very popular in Japan at the time. Megatron's life cycle is much shorter than Prime's due to safety and child protection laws in the US, prohibiting toy guns from looking realistic. Oddly enough, even in Japan for some reason, Megatron has not seen very many releases when compared to Convoy, not even half. As mentioned, in 1984, Hasbro would Takara's microchange figures and repurpose them as Transformers. The Walther P-38 gun robo with the Man from U.N.C.L.E. accessories would be used as the evil leader of the Decepticons, Megatron. Hasbro chose not to include the sword or pellets in their first release of the figure. As was the case with the 1983 release of the Walther P-38 gun robo in Japan the previous year, the Man from U.N.C.L.E. accessories could combine together to form a makeshift gun emplacement that Megatron could man. In Europe, Megatron saw release both from Takara through Seiji and later from Hasbro through their Milton Bradley division there. Takara would release Megatron in 1985 without the Man from U.N.C.L.E. accessories, surprisingly enough, and using the microchange gray and blue color scheme instead of Hasbro's silver chrome and red. Later, in 1985, Takara would release its VSX set, Convoy vs. Megatron. Again, Megatron lacked the Man from U.N.C.L.E. accessories, but Convoy had all of his. Megatron would again be done in the flat gray and blue color scheme from Microchange rather than the chrome and red of the Hasbro version. In 1986, to commemorate Megatron's transition into Galvatron in the movie and his demise of sorts, Takara would again release Megatron, this time in a two-pack with Starscream labeled as Goodbye Megatron. Megatron featured the red section inside his legs, but retained the matte gray instead of chrome. It would still lack the Man from U.N.C.L.E. accessories, except for the scope/fusion cannon, which was included for the very first time. Takara also changed the pellet color to red. Megatron would apparently lay dormant until 2001, when Takara released their very first reissue of him as number 16 special in their line of reissues. This time using the chrome and red plastic sections, and for the very first time in Japan for a Megatron, all of the Man from U.N.C.L.E. accessories were included. Also in 2001, a black redeco with the 16 special release was shipped to buyers that pre-ordered it from eHobby, the Japan-only retailer, the previous year at 2000 BotCon Japan convention. This version used a micro-change black color scheme with a brown grip and dark chrome and red plastic sections. It also included all of the Man from U.N.C.L.E. accessories. In 2003, Takara released their Megatron in their book-style Transformers collection as number 6. It included all the accessories and was done in the chrome and black color scheme with the red plastic parts. It also included a new translucent purple mace accessory to recreate the scene from the More Than Meets the Eye Part 2 episode of the G1 cartoon. It was made available in various online stores such as Big Bad Toy Store, but due to North American toy laws, it was required to include a bright safety orange cap on its barrel. It also included a mousepad featuring a purple grid pattern and a large Decepticon logo in the center, as well as a sticker sheet with numerous Decepticon symbols in different sizes. Also in 2003, eHobby released a redeco of the Transformers Collection number 6 Megatron as Megaplex under the Transformers Collector's Edition line. Redone in matte gray, no chrome, black grip, and blue plastic parts, it had all the accessories including the energy mace, though it was cast in yellow plastic instead of purple. Fast forward to 2007 for the next release. Takara made him available as number 2 in their Encore line. It includes all of the accessories from previous Megatrons except the collector's edition mace. It's also done in a normal chrome and gray color scheme with the red plastic sections, though the gray sections have more of a tan tint to them than previous versions. The thus far final release of G1 Megatron was a simple reissue by eHobby in 2009 of their Black Megatron release from 2001. The only change was they included a new comic, otherwise it was the same figure. Sometime in the early 2000s, when Hasbro was working on their commemorative series with Toys R Us, they pitched the idea to re-release Megatron. By then, however, the toy gun laws had been tightened down, which posed a problem for a realistic Walther P-38. Designer Aaron Archer would come up with a hilarious blue and bright safety orange color scheme to sell the release to Toys R Us, but ultimately it was deemed too controversial to release even in those colors. Fans would later label the attempt as Safety Megatron. At the time of filming this episode, speculation is rampant on whether or not Takara will include Megatron in their missing link line. And if they do, will it be the Walther P-38? Some have suggested it may be his G2 tag mode. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video and would like to see more of these, please like, comment, and subscribe below. Also, helping out through Patreon, linked in the description below, is a great way to let me keep doing these videos. Thank you all for watching, and see you next time.